Hi friends, I am Dr. Pratap Singh Rathod. I have done MD in Forensic Medicine and today we'll discuss about thanatology. In this video, we'll discuss a short introduction to thanatology. Thanatology by definition deals with death in all its aspects. So anything related to death comes under thanatology. In India, under Registration of Births and Deaths Act Section 2B, death is defined as permanent disappearance of all evidence of life at any time after live birth has taken place. So when a child is born and he first breathes the oxygen and he becomes alive, from there to when all the events of his life, all the signs of life is lost, which is considered as death. Question of death arises in case of resuscitation and organ transplantation. Resuscitation in cases where the person is near death and he can be resuscitated, that is what we should know when he can be resuscitated. When he can't be resuscitated means he is in irreversible coma. In that situation, whether he can be resuscitated or not should be known. Again, this is one more thing we should know about is suspended animation, where all the signs of life is lost, but even then the person can be resuscitated. One more importance of death is organ transplantation, where if the person is brain dead, then the person can donate his organs since he cannot be resuscitated after the brain is dead. Death comprises of somatic and molecular death. So, somatic death is a complete and irreversible stoppage of circulation, respiration, and brain functions. So, all the vital organs, that is heart, lung, and brain, are when the function is there, when the functioning stops, then it is a somatic death. Molecular death, it means death of cells and tissues individually, which takes place 1 to 2 hours after the stoppage of vital functions. So stoppage major organs, those are heart, lungs, and brain. When they stop, that is it is considered as somatic death. When individual cells, like small, even the minute one cells of the cell tissues, nerve cells, muscle cells, when they die, it is considered as molecular death. And now coming to brain death. So brain death is nothing but a somatic form of death, but death, whenever the person has been diagnosed death, brain death is considered as one of the few things which has to be diagnosed. So brain death is defined as permanent functional death of the centers of brain stem that controls breathing, heart rate, and other vital reflexes. As long as circulation of oxygen blood is maintained to the brain stem, life exists. So brain is the one is a vital organ which can maintain the life. If there is no oxygen to brain, then the life cessates. So if the person is brain dead, then it's considered as death only, and the person can donate his organs. So in brain death, it usually consists of three forms: cortical death or cerebral death, brainstem death, and whole brain death. Cortical death or cerebral death is when there is brainstem is intact. So brainstem consists of this part, that is pons and medulla. When the pons and medulla is intact, it is considered as cortical cerebral death. In this case, there is a vegetative state in which the respiratory continues, but there is a total loss of perception of senses. Because the center for respiration and circulation is maintained, the person is able to breathe, and even the heart may be functioning, but complete brain is dead. That is cortical functions like sensors. He can't hear, he can't see, he can't feel anything. Brainstem death, where cerebrum may be intact. Cerebrum will consist of lobes like frontal lobes, parietal lobe, occipital lobe, temporal lobe. So when the cerebrum is intact, but brainstem is lost. So in this, vital centers of controls respiration are lost. The person goes into irreversible coma. Whole brain death consists of permanent cessation of functions of cerebellum, and brainstem. So the brain is completely whole brain death is where the complete cessation of all the function of brain is lost. That is cerebrum, midbrain, that is cerebellum, and the brainstem, that is pons and medulla. Next, that is the somatic death. Then the molecular death. So in molecular death, it means death of cells and tissues individually, which takes place 1 to 2 hours after stoppage of vital functions. So when the blood heart stops, so even there is minute oxygen which is present in the extracellular fluid by which the cells may be maintained. Usually, the first cells to die is nervous tissue, which dies rapidly. Then the vital centers of brain, within 3 to 7 minutes they die. But muscle cells are the one which survives up to 1 to 2 hours. They last longer for 1 to 2 hours. Hence, in some cases, even after death, muscle twitchings can be seen. So this is the short introduction of thanatology. I hope you understood about thanatology. Thank you.